So, chapter 10 is about budgeting and planning. And this problem that we're going to work on here, problem 1052, is kind of a fun little problem where we have a hotel that they need to plan, hey, how much housekeeping staff are we going to have, and how many linens do we need to order? And so the Strathfield Motel is planning its operations for the upcoming tourist season, and the motel has 60 units. So then they have a table here that has like the average daily rentals and what's expected for the next 12 weeks. The motel hires housekeeping staff on a weekly basis, and each person can clean 15 rooms per day, and the employees must be hired for the entire week at a wage of $400 per week. The motel does not own its linens and towels, but it rents them from a rental company. And the rental contract must be signed for a 4-week period and for a fixed amount of linens and towels. So therefore, the motel must sign 3 contracts over the 12-week tourist season. And the contract provides linens per room per night for $3. And so gives us a little bit of a table. Says, hey, this is what we're expecting for the average room rentals per week. And it's going to ask us, okay, so how much housekeeping staff do we hire, and how many linens and towels do we order for each contract? So we have this little table built over here, and so we have the 12 weeks of the tourist season, and we just took these numbers for the average rental and we just plugged them in across here. And so for the housekeeping staff, the first thing we want to know is, hey, what is the capacity per employee? So how many rooms can each employee clean? And so that tells us in the problem that's 15 rooms per day. So we'll just plug 15 in across the board here. Okay, so now we need to figure out how many rooms are needed, or how many employees are needed. So if we take the average numbers of units rented and divide that by the employee capacity, we'll get how many employees are needed. And so now we're talking about employees here, and so we can't hire 3.0667 employees. We can hire 3, and we can hire 4. And so if we hire 3, that means we're not going to quite meet our needs. So what we have to do is we just have to round this up. So we'll do a round function. Actually, we want a round up function because we always want to go up. It's going to be that divided by that. And round it to a whole number. There we go. So anything, at least for week 1, we're going to need at least 4 employees. So let's drag that across. Messed up our formatting. We got to make it look nice. There we go. And so if we hired 4 employees, that means they can actually cover 4 times 15, so that's 60 rooms, but we only need 46. So let's calculate what our excess capacity is. And so that's just going to be the employees times their room. That's the capacity of what they're able to clean. And subtract out what we need them to clean. and that'll give us our excess capacity for each week. And I'll just have to fix the formatting later. Alright, so actually, let's do this. Unclean formatting drives me crazy. So, okay, so the next is for the linens and towels. And so for the linens and towels, so we need to figure out how many rooms do we need to order for. And so we have to order per week based on what we're going to need for the next 4 weeks. So what we need to do here is we need to look across the next 4 weeks and figure out, hey, what is the biggest capacity here? And so it actually comes in week 4 at 60. So what we want to do is we want to use the max function and tell us, hey, we want the most, but we have to do this every single week. So that means in week 2 we're going to have to order 60, in week 3 we're going to have to order 60, and in week 4 we're going to have to order 60. And so we're going to have to do this each period. And so for the first 4 week period, I have to do 60 every single week, 60 every single week for the second 4 weeks, and for the last 4 weeks, we max out at 50, and so we only have to do 50 for that for our third contract. And so to figure out our linen excess, we just take however many we ordered, and then we subtract out how many we actually needed. Let's drag that across. And fix our formatting. Oops. There we go. So what this is saying is that for linens, we're going to have excess linens in week 1, 2, 3, and then be right on the dot on 4. For the second period, we're going to be right on the dot for the first 2 weeks, and then have excess, and then so on and so forth for the fourth. So, but anyway, so now we have a plan going forward for how much staff we need to hire and how much linens we need to order ahead of time.